Good afternoon and welcome to today's news brief. Today is Wednesday, September 7. K remains as a Category 2 hurricane, still on its trajectory to the west of the coasts of Bajacaliforniasur. Heavy rains are still in the forecast with expected precipitation of up to 4 to 6 inches. At 6 p.m. today, the center of Hurricane K was located about 200 miles, that's 320 kilometers west of the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula, with maximum sustained winds of 100 miles per hour, that's 155 kilometers per hour. K continues on a north-northwest trajectory at close to 13 miles per hour, which means that Hurricane K has picked up a little speed and has lost some strength. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 35 miles, that's 55 kilometers from the center of Hurricane K, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 230 miles, that's 370 kilometers, which is why we're still under the influence of its winds and cloud cover. Currently, a hurricane warning is in effect for north of Punta Abreojos to San Jose de las Palomas, and a hurricane watch is in effect for Puerto Cortes to Punta Abreojos along the Pacific coasts. A tropical storm warning is in effect for Punta Abreojos southward to cabosanlucas, from San Jose de las Palomas to Cabo San Quintin, and from cabosanlucas northward along the entire coast of Baja California, and then southward to Guaymas and mainland Mexico. A tropical storm watch is in effect for Cabo San Quintin to the U.S.-Mexico border. The State Civil Protection Council met earlier today, and State Governor Victor Castro called for everyone to stay indoors, conserve water, and remain alert while the coasts of the state remain under alert. The State Civil Protection Council will reconvene tonight at 8 p.m. to decide whether schools will be open tomorrow. In a quick recap of the effects of Hurricane K in the Cabo San Lucas and neighboring areas, airports both in La Paz and Los Cabos are open. Nevertheless, airlines may decide to cancel flights. The recommendation is for all travelers to confirm with their airlines before heading out to the airports. Also, the CFE, the electric power company, has more than 500 elements ready to repair power outages. Pemex reports 2 tankers in La Paz with enough fuel to supply the entire state until the weather improves. There is no need to make panic purchases of fuel. Also, Mexico's army has the DN3 plan in place to aid people in the municipalities in the northern part of the state as K moves towards those areas. Todossantos and Pescadero report only wind and rain with no major damages. All tourists are reported as informed through their hotels in coordination with the Secretary of Tourism. The sanjosedelcabo Fire Department reports that patients from the IMSS Clinic No. 6 in San Jose del Cabo had to be evacuated last night due to flooding. The San Jose del Cabo Fire Department conducted the rescue, and Commander Barrera informed that the evacuation of the patients was done with a small boat. This is a recurring situation that is present every rainy season. Once again, the recommendation from the civil protection authorities is for people to remain home until the weather conditions improve, to listen to recommendations from civil protection authorities, and look for announcements from official sources. In related news, the tourist community of El Médano Beach were impressed by the amount of garbage and debris that reached the bay of Cabo San Lucas during the early hours of this Wednesday, although they recognize that it is much less than in previous storms. Although there is garbage and it will be necessary to rehabilitate the beaches and the bay, the reported reduction in the volume of garbage is thanks to the constant cleanup campaigns upstream, especially along the arroyos that drain into the sea. The businesses of El Médano and Cabo San Lucas are reported as having no major damages from Hurricane K. However, they remain closed. The swell is considerable and is covering the entire beach, said the president of the Médano Business Association, Ricardo Arauz. And on a related note, the coordinator of the federal zone for Cabo San Lucas, Miguel Flores Valenzuela, said that despite the emergency caused by the approach of Hurricane K, there is an average of 100 people per beach that insist on visiting these beaches even though they are closed. Flores Valenzuela said that lifeguards are asking visitors to refrain from going into the beach. Nevertheless, there are those who decide to go in and swim at their own risk. Flores Valenzuela said that there are still people who decide to ignore the indications of lifeguards. And he pointed out that the beaches with the most visitors are those at El Médano and the Arroyo by Ocho Cascadas. He also mentioned that the Packing Plant Beach is also visited by several people who attempt to swim. That is all that I have for you today. Please remember to follow the recommendations of civil protection authorities and follow the updates on the trajectory and development of Hurricane K right here in Cabo Mil 96.3 FM. And remember to tune in on Sunday at 6 p.m. for another edition of Cabomilnews and Community Update with Corey Riggs and Claudia Velo.